for ValenFriday. Huh?
So you love the steamed potato and the loaded baked potato?
Oh, Outback, no rules, just right. Perfect, mate. Good eye.
I forgot I was a Sheila.
Oh, you're Sheila.
I'm a Sheila. Sheila's for the girls' bathroom.
Oh.
Blokes for the boys.
I'm a bloke. I'm a bloody bloke. Crikey. Wow, we have a lot of Sheilas now. Get ourselves a BI tonight. What we do in life follows us. What we do in life echoes into eternity. Another freeze is coming in, so no shaving. Was there ever a Sheila in my life? I guess there was a Sheila, black woman. Yeah. One of the ones that like to drink beer. Put the shrimp on the barbie, mate. And only if they're like blooming onions. No rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse. Happy Valentine's to you. All your mates out there. Blokes and Sheilas. Put a shrimp on the barbie for me. Buy yourself a beer. Settle in. A beer. Sorry, sir, we don't speak Australian. That was funny. No, it's kind of funny, you know, Australia would be the most powerful country in the world. Imagine it, an Australian world. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so if the British Empire, if they had maintained their grip over the Commonwealth, Australia, the continent, the nation, you know, but let's say this. But what if Australia was really rich? Australia's rich, but not real rich, because it doesn't really have a lot of arable land. Doesn't really have a lot of forest, ancient forest. Doesn't have a lot of habitats. It's just like the edge of the continent is populated pretty much, and then the middle is just one big wasteland. You know, one big gigantic outback wasteland, no man's land, like Mad Max. You know, George Miller. I mean, I'm sure it has, you know, vast oil deposits, mineral wealth, etc., etc. You know, gold, silver, copper. Doesn't really have a lot of... America was blessed with really opulent geography, right? Because Mississippi River, Lots of forests, lots of arable farmland, lots of rivers, lots of mountains, lots of streams, lots of sources of water and fresh water and lakes and forests and mountains and plains and hill countries and so on and so on. Appalachia, the Rocky Mountains, Mississippi Delta. I mean, just all of that. I mean, just amazingly blessed. Now, the continent of Australia, not so much. Yeah, I'm sure they have some rivers. I guess. But all I'm saying is that if Australia had been a blessed continent, a really blessed continent, as rich as mainland China or the United States of America, imagine how powerful Australia would be right now. I'm not just talking about Paul Hogan and Margot Robbie and Russell Crowe and Hugh Jackman, etc. Not just Men at Work, In Excess, Midnight Oil, etc. Not just Crocodile Dundee. Imagine if Australia dominated the world, was really rich and powerful and opulent, had opulent resources to grow a large Australian empire. A large empire. An Aussie empire. Since AU is the chemical symbol for gold, I suspect that, and Aurelius means golden, right, in Latin. So I assume that Australia means the golden land, I believe. The golden continent, the golden country. Happy Valentine's Day, Valentines. We didn't get a chocolate heart this year, but I'll tell you what we did get. A mixer, Wheeler's Mixer Elixir. We got some Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right. So we got some steak and baked potato. All right, so no complaints here. Well, I didn't get a chocolate heart. Oh well. Oh well. I have plenty of other things. You don't need your own private island to be happy. Not everyone has to be Mark Zuckerberg's. we're gonna go out for a beer. Yeah, I was on 6th Street and I was kind of partying, believe it or not. It was my second time on Austin's party scenes, Austin's famed 6th Street. The first time I was meeting my chemical engineer friend at Dobie Plaza, and we went to 6th Street. He was a no-smoker, non-drinker, and we were both 18 at the time. And went to this blues bar called Antone's. And I thought it was hilarious because, Chris was a guy who was no smoking, no drinking, religiously, and religious too. And so he went to the Antone's. So when he went to clubs and bars and it was smoking, he would go, man, my God, these people are smoking. Oh, fuck. You could see he was agitated by the drinking and the smoking. He wants to go party, but he hates people who party because it's annoying, right? Yeah. But how could you go to the party with no party going on? I mean, I guess he would like music, but no partying. So he'd like to go to a music party and nobody does drugs, nobody drinks, and nobody smokes. Which is probably not going to ever happen. That's probably unrealistic expectations, right? Like, go to a concert, nobody stoned, nobody drinking. Kind of unrealistic in society to expect like, there's no music group out there that says, okay, everybody's sober and there's no smoking. There's no partying at the concert. I don't know how many tickets you would sell to that, but anyway. So the Antone's blues bar, we went there, checked out some blues bands, and so the second time I went though, I went to a random bar on 6th Street, and I was just I was in town by myself, and I went there, and then there was this dude, and he was like, I'm from Australia, and I was like, Australia, tell me about that. And he goes, we don't call it a beer. He said, we call it a beer. He said, the beer. I said, the beer. It's a beer. I said, okay, a beer. No, in Australia we call it a beer. And we're getting real drunk, Don't worry, he didn't roofie me. All right. It wasn't a gay bar, so thankfully. I didn't wake up butt naked. Where am I? I didn't wake up naked and the guy said, oh, here's $100, mate. Thanks for the good time. Or something. I'm like, my butthole. Oh, that was some good Rahibinol there. That's what I used to stalk my prey. Sorry about the blood. This is Valentine's Day. Everybody, don't get too excited. Bless you. I understand. When the shit goes down, you run out of places to hide. Wonder if the motherfucker ever survived. Gonna nail the next frog. So the Australian guy told me about the beer. About the beer. And I said, biatch. No, that's not what happened. No, I looked at my drink and I was like, is this guy gonna fucking roofie me? That's Ribbenal? Oh shit. I need to leave, pronto. You don't want to end up in 50 Shades of Gay. 50 Shades of Gay. Ah, beautiful. Hey. All right, so let's get on it. On the computation system. Let's get on the computer. That's the classic I taught myself. Took a while to write. Took a while to write that one, you know? When you're writing such classics, you gotta refill your Wheeler's mixer elixir to make sure that your next one is ready.
Where did you go?
I'm here, how you there?
Oh, I was hoping you could go and your computer would put out.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's good. Don't worry. You're the greatest. Is that one more to head out? Oh, little honey bear. Oh, she follows me around like a lost puppy. I know. I love you. Okay, I'm gonna hurry up.
I was hoping you were playing the game.
Oh, well. All right. Do we have to fart? Do we have to fart?
Do you think she needs to go pee-pee?
No, I took her out a lot. A whole lot.
When was the last time you took her out?
It was like an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I took her out a whole lot.
Okay. Poop today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, are you fixing
What's
to put
that?
on a song for me?
No. I mean, in a minute. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna play something first, and I'm gonna get your songs ready. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna get your songs.
I thought of a song that I hadn't thought of in a long
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Collective Soul.
Yeah. I was thinking of that too the other day. I was like, next time I'm gonna have to put Collective Soul in the mix.
I thought of that today.
Yeah, I thought of that the other day. Yeah.
It's not in my mix.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the mix. Yeah, don't worry. Okay, bro. Yeah, we're gonna get Collective Soul going. Okay, bro. Get up in the mix, now. All right, so now we're going to. No, we gotta play David Bowie first. David Bowie. Bowie. And then good. There's no not on Facebook, right? There's no Facebook. Okay, good. I don't want to be on Facebook meta platforms. Yeah. So Valentine's Day, David Bowie. You want to play it? Hell yeah. Guitar. Get the guitar chord so it'd be an all guitar chords. Oh, there's so many covers of it online, huh? Yeah, but you haven't heard my version though. It's gonna be tits. I don't have time to tell an hour long backstory because I gotta go get a beer. Running out of the beer. 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 Beat. Beer. Alright, let's get ready for the music, fool. Hell yeah. Alright, activate, Don. Well, the chords for this song, according to F sharp minor. F sharp 7 is just that right there. Okay. Alright, that sounds right. Is that right? So it came out on the next day. It was one of, yeah, it was the, after David Bowie recovered from his heart attack from 2004, he came back with a record in 2013 called The Next Day. And this is a track off there. It's called Valentine's Day. I think it's about a school shooting. Valentine told me who's to go. Feelings he's treasured most of all. The teachers and the football star. It's in his tiny face. It's in his scrawny hand. Valentine sold his soul. He's got something to say. It's Valentine's Day. The rhythm of the crowd. Teddy and Judy down. Valentine sees it all. He's got something to say. It's Valentine's Day. We gotta head out and get that B out. We're gonna put on some Collective Soul. Is Collective Soul really good or great? I think it's more nostalgia for the 90s, really. Valentine told me how he'd feel if all the world were under his heels, was stumbling through the mall. It's in his tiny face, it's in his scrawny hand. Valentine knows it all. He's got something to say. It's Valentine's Day. Valentine knows it all. He's got something to say. It's Valentine's Day. heart. It's happening today. Valentine, Valentine. It's in his scrawny hands. It's in his icy heart. It's happening today. Valentine, Valentine. It's in his icy heart. It's happening today. Valentine, Valentine. Yeah, so there's not really this might have been a song in reaction to there was a school shooting, Sandy Hook in 2012. Sandy Hook Elementary in is that in Connecticut? Connecticut? Yeah, and so a lot of maybe it's about Adam Lanza. Maybe it's a reaction to a school shooting, I think, or talking about modern society in general. So basically, as an artist, you're kind of like a journalist, right? In a lot of ways, because you write you write about the times that you're in, or your reactions to the times in which you're in. And so this could be one of those kind of journalistic observations, this kind of song. Not sympathizing with the school shooter, just talking about it, you know, not like making him into a less of a monster. But it's also vague enough that the song may not be about a school shooter, but it certainly sounds like it is, you know, about somebody snapping and they have something in their hands and they have a scrawny face and they feel like they're marginalized in society and it's happening today. Valentine, Valentine. And although the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School did not happen on Valentine's Day. So actually what makes the song creepy is that after Bowie's death, in fact, right after, not the day after, but like a year or so after, then this one guy went through the majority Stoneman Douglas High School and killed like 20 people or something like that, something crazy. On Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2017. So now the song is a lot creepier. Because at first it was just talking about school shooters in general, and then somebody does massacre some people on Valentine's Day, and then at the high school. And so, yeah, now the song is way creepier now, yeah. Like in terms of like lore-wise, I do not think that's what David Bowie was trying to do at that time, is be a prophet. But now the song is eerie, you know? It's got eeriness about it. Did I ever write a song? Waka laka licka licka laka 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 laka. No, was that the one? It was Waka Licky Licky Laka? No, that wasn't it. Waka Licky Laka Licky Licky Licky. Valentine, I have to get that Collective Soul. Now, Collective Soul, yeah, they were good, maybe even great in the 1990s. But I know the reason why. Happy Valentine. No, the reason why. I'll tell you the reason why people love Collective Soul. It's for 1990s nostalgia. It's the same reason why they like Melissa Joan Hart, or like fucking Billy Ray Cyrus or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like they just love the nostalgia, or they love fucking Full House and shit. People love fucking 1990s nostalgia. You know, they love that shit. They love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They love fucking 1990s nostalgia. It's just so nostalgic. You know what I mean? It's so fucking nostalgic. Like the 1990s, when the internet came out and the government released the internet to the private sector, I believe that the internet was a government program. That was a military program called ARPANET. And then it was siphoned out to the private sector for profit, you know? So, yeah. So people are fond about the 1990s because the internet came out. The information superhighway. People were nostalgic about the 1990s because so much happened in the 1990s. The Soviet Union fell, the internet came out. The music was pretty badass too. And so Collective Soul is part of that nostalgia, like Nickelodeon or something. It's just part of that big nostalgia. And so the reason why people like Collective Soul and they want to hear Collective Soul music to this day, you would almost have to be a baby boomer or a millennial, or, you know, maybe at the tail end, born in the 90s or something, to be nostalgic about fucking Collective Soul, you know? It's like being nostalgic about Creed. It's like, yeah. You had to have just been there, I think. So, I don't think Collective Soul is that good. I don't think they're that great. They're like all right. They're like mid, really. And so, the people love them to death because they're like the grunge Beatles. That's basically what it was. So, there were no Beatles in the 1990s. Musical rock and roll geniuses. So, you had Oasis, who just copied fucking the Beatles, basically. That's all they, except they made it modern and like alternative. And then you had Collective Soul, which were like the grunge, the American Beatles. So, they were the wannabe Beatles, or Oasis and Collective Soul. So a lot of the bands wanted to be like the Beatles, like a new Beatles. Actually, the first wannabe Beatles band was U2 from Ireland, and they were filling that void of no Beatles for a long time. All right, so there's no Beatles. After the Beatles broke up, there was no Beatles. No more Beatles. There's no more Beat Boys. It's done. There's no more musical great composers in the 20th century. They're gone. They broke up. And so the musical world had to deal with that, and it was almost undealable. It was almost the music world couldn't cope with it. It was so hardcore. So a lot of bands started to fill that void in one way or the other. I thought U2 was basically trying to be like the Irish version of the Beatles, and they filled that commercial void for a long time. And then other bands would attempt it too. You know, like from Australia, you would have NXS. I wouldn't say they're wannabe Beatles. I mean, they're their own thing, but they're still filling that void where the Beatles once were. So what I mean is that they're filling the void of making the output of the albums and going on tour and being on the radio and having number one hits. U2, NXS, Duran Duran, Britpop, you know, Oasis, Collective Soul, grunge Beatles, and wannabe grunge Beatles in the United States. They're filling that void, that big, huge musical black hole that the Beatles used to occupy, which was like this huge, huge shoes to fill and a massive black hole to put stars in, you know. So So their task was gargantuan, and monumental, but they gave it their best stab, and they did, fairly well, I'd say. Yeah. But sometimes I do ask myself, growing up in the 1980s and 1990s, I do ask myself this one question. I do say this. Do I like Nickel? Now, I know there's no way that Nickelodeon can't be fucking great. I know it's fucking great. But I do question why I thought Collective Soul was good. And now I realize that was mostly nostalgia. They were just filling that void where the Beatles used to occupy. And that's it. Or Fleetwood Mac used to occupy, or whatever. About to hit the road now. Oh, it's really chilly out tonight. Oh, nippy, nippy, nippy. Nippy, nippy, nip, 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 nip. Oh. So. Let's get that Collective Soul going on, dog. Collective Soul going on, dog. So boomers and millennials are really nostalgic about Collective Soul. But not many other people are. Because it's not that great. Right? It's just kind of whatever.
Come Monday. Thank you.
I don't want to do that. All right. Yeah. Put it on the Big Dad. Put it on the Big Dad.
Thank you very much. One of my 2.4 hit records. We had no money to do this video. Thus, I had my girlfriend at the time, Jane, work for free.
All right, we're going to turn that off. I sometimes I like it when they tell the story of the music, but it's like fucking. I didn't really want to hear that story though. Sometimes it's annoying if somebody's like, "Well, I wrote this song, blah 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 blah." Sometimes you want to hear it, and then sometimes not so much. So that's one time that I did not want to hear the backstory to how the song was written. Usually I do. Usually I do. But not this time. Gotta get this elixir down now. Elixir. Wheelers, mixer, elixir. We're going on the beer. Gonna get a biatch. Ah. Whoa. Maybe later we'll play some My Bloody Valentine. We're about to head out. I'm just finishing up the elixir. Yeah. Ah, there we are. Let's go and set up this computer system here. I'm like, man. Oh, dog. Let's switch it to the zone, dog. All right, make sure this shit is on the right volume level. Now the walls are kind of thin in this condo association, unfortunately, and so this bitch next door has been knocking on the door every time we've been having a dance music thing. She's been knocking on the door at fucking midnight and fucking 1 a.m. and shit. Pisses me off. So we've been kind of dancing and boogieing and shit. Usually it's on a Friday or Saturday though. Legally, you can only call the cops after 10 though. But this bitch has been doing it. Look, she's been trying to knock on the door. She hasn't called the cops yet, but she's been fucking being annoying lately. So check the bottom of this shit. Oh man. All right, so about a sixer on there. Okay, we'll do a sixer. Yeah. I think the funniest is not her knocking on the door. Because, okay, so the sound travels through the wall because the walls are really thin in here. I think I'm in an office or I'm in a contained zone, so maybe it's going to contain a lot of the sound. But sometimes people complain about just hearing boom, 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 boom. Some people complain about different shit. You know, and some people, they might put their bed against a certain room and somebody else might put their fucking surround sound movie theater right next to that room. I mean, we don't know how people are arranging their fucking, their house, right? I mean, it's not like all my neighbors are getting together like, okay, you put your surround sound system over here and I'm going to put my bedroom over here. I mean, it's not coordinated like that, right? Because there's people who rent in the condos. There's people like my parents who bought this condo. So it's not like people get together and they all coordinate their sound or some shit, They don't coordinate like, okay, well, you could have a dance party on Saturday, and then this guy can listen to movies until 5 a.m. on, every night, and then you know what I'm saying? Like people don't get together and talk about this, like about the fucking noise and how thin the walls are. So if we get rich enough, I'm gonna seal off the walls so you can have a fucking Marilyn Manson 9 Inch Nails concert and no one would hear it. You know what I mean? So we're gonna seal off the walls with glue so no one can hear what the fuck is going on here. But for right now, the walls are really thin. I think the funniest one is when I had really friendly neighbors, and I had my boombox next to the wall, and I was jamming it. It was during the daytime. It was kind of funny because the old geezers, they were like, "Hey, turn it down," because they were like 70 years old or something, and they're almost 75, and I mean, you could actually talk through the walls. That's how thin they are sometimes. And so I'm thinking with double walls, maybe, they're not going to come over here or call the cops or something like that. But it depends. So I have to watch the volume level so make sure the jams aren't so jamalicious. Where's my ammo? Suspicious. Nutritious. All right, let's go on the adventure. We're going to go to some place called the S.A.W, as my people in the hood call it. Let's go to the S.A.W. Faux show. I was ready for that. All right. First, we're going to go drain our wizard. I'll be right back. Drain my wizard. Oh, yeah. Get it real. Alright. Don't break my guitar, dog. Okay. There you go. Ready to roll? We ready to roll. Ready to go. Ready to flow. Fresh beer in the console. Ready to roll. Ready to go. Chilling on a dirt road. Fresh ice cold beer in my console. Chill. All right.
You didn't get a third drink.
Huh?
You didn't get a third drink.
No. No, I'm out. All right, I'll be back.
Be careful.
Yeah. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Going on the adventure, Dom. That's what it's all about. Yeah. So I worked with this one guy. It wasn't called Don. His name was Sean. And he was like 30 years my senior, but the job still kind of sucked anyway. And I was like, man, I'm never going to be him because he didn't give a shit. And then I was like, dude, now I can totally imagine me like being older, working at Walmart, not giving a fucking shit. Like, and that'd be my future. It's really frightening to think about it though. This is like some fucking Blade Runner, Clockwork Orange shit going on tonight. Damn. It's got that post-apocalyptic vibe to it. Bow, bow. People bring the Jeep in, don't? Gotta creep in the Jeep. Get your peeps. Coming with the sheep. All right, it's fucking foggy tonight, though. Foggy style. Is that the style? Like I like doggy style. All right. Nah, that dude's like way back, fool. Okay. Man, it's like really foggy, dude. It's like John Carpenter's The Fog. Dog. Wow. Fucking vibing. Vibetronic. Oh. Yeah. Hey, how's it going, brother? How's your night tonight? Valentine's. Yes. Good times. Has it been really busy on Valentine's?
No, busy today.
Oh, not too busy?
No.
Oh,
$8.
okay.
11.90.89.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have girlfriend?
All right. Yeah, thank you. Have a good night. Got the up in the fog, dog. Yeah. Look at the fogginess, G. It's getting G. Got the G. Kind of getting nippy too. Dang. Get it word, get it word. All right. So now we got the extra mission done. Yeah, you can see a lot more lights now because a lot of the trees are dead from the winter snowstorm. So like, yeah, that's why you can see so much shit. But not in this fog tonight, though. had this idea about like making this movie called like Stephen King Kong. Yeah. Mizzos. What happened with the? There was a little, like, yeah. There was a happening with the Armor All here. The Armor All vehicular wipes. Air freshening protectant.
Scott, what are you doing?
What? I'm getting my mug. Chill
No,
out.
you're not.
No, I'm getting my mug. What are you
No,
doing?
you're not.
What? I got my mug. It's out
got
here.
more
What?
beers.
No, I don't. No, it's just one.
No.
No, it's
You're
just
lying
one.
to me.
No, I'm not lying to you. No, my mugs are out here.
Show me then.
Here you go. What do you mean? It's what?
No, show me the refrigerator.
Dude, it's not in here, man. It's nothing in here. Look. It's just my mugs and stuff. Yeah. All right, chill. What? There's no extra beer. All right, I'm just getting my mug. I'll be back. All right, I'm in the garage right now. Okay. All right. I'm not doing a garage band out here. The George Orwell, please. The George Orwell, please. Are always watching. Can a man just... Let's get this going on here. Yeah. Pouring this brewski. 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 Maybe we should put it like in, yeah. So then, where's the next phase of it though? Getting the brew down. All right. Got too much head on it. That's what she said. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How were my Valentine's days? Well, they were all shit. Every single one. For all almost 45 years. So every single Valentine's Day was shit for me. It was all shit. Every single fucking one. It was all shit. But it's because I never gave a shit about Valentine's Day. That's why. I never really invested. I never gave a shit. When you don't give a shit, it's liberating, but also, you know, you realize how much people give a shit about it. Like my parents, they care so much about having a turkey on Thanksgiving. They have to have a turkey on Thanksgiving. I'm like, I wouldn't give a shit if they just ordered KFC. They just ordered pizza. Or they just made a ham. We have to make a fucking turkey every fucking goddamn time. I'm like, no. Thanksgiving, we have to make a turkey every motherfucking goddamn time. And that's boring. Now, it'd be cool if my parents, some years, if they said, hey, you know, it's Thanksgiving. My family was like, hey, let's get some KFC. I'd be like, oh, y'all are thinking outside the box. I dig that. Man. But she thought I got 2 beers, and I was like, oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I got drunk. That's why. Oh, I'm getting drunk, but I'm like chilling. I'm like chill drunk. I mean, like I have a mission, my drunkenness. I got a mission. 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 Valentine's. Is there anything foolish I did on Valentine's Day? Yeah, you know, I've always been like an artist, always drawing and coloring and matte penciling and marcoing and all that. Never really painting. I should have just took up painting. Bet my paintings would have been pretty badass. But now they got AI and all this shit that's going to take over human intelligence, I guess. So what, humans are going to become fucking obsolete or something, BS like that. So it's fucked anyway. The dude's going to look like a genius pretty soon. Big Lebowski just sitting on his ass drinking fucking pina coladas and shit, just sitting on his ass listening to classic rock music. Those guys are going to look like geniuses pretty soon when robots fucking take over AI. And all those people that work their ass off and worry about shit all the time, they're going to look like fucking fools, basically. Oh, yeah. This is the episode. Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, I never, had it with the ladies and shit. And only like in middle school, well, I'll tell you, like, they had this one like Brazilian girl with like green eyes. Or this one girl with green eyes, she was Italian or Spanish or something. And I remember like being around her, and when I was younger I wanted to be around her, but she was always like doing makeup, she was always busy, and and one time I went over her house and I felt so fucking embarrassed because I wanted her so bad, for her to be my girlfriend or something. I just didn't know what to do. I was just like, simping out. I was like, oh, hey, Cassandra. And it was just really pathetic. And so I think that one was pathetic because I really couldn't let it go. And then she was really ignoring me and I was simping out, and it was just really bad. But then there was another chick named Joan from middle school. I really liked a lot, but I was too chicken shit to go ask her out for whatever reason. And then, when I was 20, I saw these hot babes, but like I had a bad incident with one named Courtney, and then like I had a big crush on her, but she was like disrespected me and shit. And I was like, fuck bitches, after that. And then it was like I started working as a janitor when I was like 21 at this elementary school. I think it was the same elementary school. There was like a school shooting, and one of the girls barely survived. Like 10 people got killed or something. And so I worked at that elementary school where that girl had survived years later from a school shooting. And but most of the teachers were these burnt out, like fat ass, like dogs. But they had this one chick named Miss Parker, and she was like 22, and she was elementary school teacher. And I was like 21, and she was like 24. And then so I was like, oh, hey. It was like Valentine's Day, but I didn't ask her out on a date. I I made her this big Valentine's picture with like hearts and like a, really crazy shit. And then I gave it to her. And then she was like, oh, thank you. It's Valentine's Day. Oh, thank you very much. And then she was like, whatever, like I have a boyfriend or something. I was like, oh, yeah, I know. It's Valentine's Day. I just, gave you something there. And, I tried to play it off like I really wasn't interested in romantically. I tried to like back away like I wasn't interested, kind of bullshitted. And, but she knew it was a romantic gesture, right? Obviously, like drawing a big picture for somebody, that's pretty romantic. So, but women they don't really want romance. Okay, at least not romance in the way that Shakespeare teaches people. It's not like romance, like, that kind of romance, like feelings for somebody and all that shit. Now, no. Modern woman wants guys who make a lot of fucking money and have major social status. That's just what it is. So guys who don't have social status and not a lot of money, really hot chicks, they throw those men to the side because they're not interested in those kind of guys. So that's just the truth of it. That's why simps don't get pussy. That's why incels don't get pussy. That's why broke guys don't get pussy. It's all about the Benjamins, babies. It's all about the status and the hierarchy of power. That's the true thing that women respect in society. Bar none. So that's why nice guys finish last. I think after I was kind of slighted by Miss, what's her name? This pretty blonde chick, elementary school teacher. I decided I was never going to give any girl, any woman, anything for Valentine's Day. Ever again. Ever. And I never have since then. And I never will again. I'll give like, my mom or my aunt's birthday is on February 14th. I'll give something to my aunt. I'll give something to my grandma maybe. But I'll never give a woman that's not part of my family a fucking Valentine's Day gift. I'll never give a shit ever again about it. Because it's just going to lead to heartbreak or rejection. There's nothing that's going to come of it anyway. There's no point in trying to be a romantic in the 21st century. There has not been a romantic movement for years, for decades. Romance is dead. Money and power and technology. Now, those are things you can grab onto. Those are things that always thrive and survive. Greed. Technology always evolves. Money always goes forward. So, those are constants. Romance isn't a constant. It's not a constant in reality. It's a fantasy. That's one that causes many a man pain and suffering. Now, if you've already got the money and the power and the status, and you've already got the woman, and then you give her flowers and the chocolates, then they're like, woo, oh, what a romantic gentleman, blah, blah, blah. But they only respect a man if he has power, status, and money in today's society. That's it. Socioeconomic class, socioeconomic status. That's it. That's modern currency. In a nutshell, that's modern sexual currency. It is not just enough to be charming or to be intelligent or to be good looking even. That's not enough currency for a man in this day and age. The women always demand more. So it is not enough just to have a job. It is not enough to just have a car. It is not enough just to be handsome. It is not enough. They always want more. They look at a world where there's all these millionaires and billionaires, and they want the highest lifestyle possible. That's the kind of life they want. A magical Prince Harry type of shit that most men can't provide. That's the life they want. A Meghan Markle, bitch, hoe, fucking life. An easy life that doesn't require any kind of work or any kind of sacrifice. That's the life that attractive modern females want. It's just the truth. They want their Prince Harry. They want a gold dig to find their prince or their king or their heir to a fortune. They don't want to have to deal with the tripe or the peasants, or they don't want to have to deal with the plebeians or the proletariats. See what I'm saying? That's all right. You know, the birth rate's declining rapidly in this country and around the world. Why? Because women are choosing 90% of women, even ugly women, even fat, unattractive women, even butt-ass ugly women are choosing only 10% of the wealthiest and most connected and highest socioeconomic status guys. So people are so society's starting to panic. Well, why isn't? Oh no, humanity's dying out. We're not hitting our reproduction replacement rate. If you care about humanity and you want to keep it going, instead of if you want to watch it die and burn and suffer, well then you just don't have children. Then you just watch the whole thing burn and suffer. That's easy to do. You just don't have to participate. You just try your best not to participate the whole time. That's all you would have to accomplish. You just have to stay single and not get married and not have any children. Then you can watch humanity die right before your eyes. It doesn't really take that hard. It's not that hard to destroy civilization. That's all you'd have to do. All you'd have to do is say, screw humanity. I'm not reproducing. Fuck it. Who cares? Who cares if humanity bites the dust? Everything dies. Why should I care? You just take a black pill. A black pill. You could be a doomer. That's all you'd have to do. Humanity isn't worth the fucking papers printed on. That's all you'd have to do. It wouldn't be that difficult to do that, But it's not that hard to be a black pill doomer. Anybody could be that. Anybody, anyone. But who do I blame for this population bomb? Who do I blame for this replacement rate, birth rate crisis in America? I blame women because they choose who they mate with. And if they're not mating, that means there's less children. So you could blame the economy. You could blame the rich. You could blame the elites. I blame the women. They have unrealistic expectations. They all want Prince Harry's. But most men start out as paupers. And they're not Prince Harry's. They're not elite wealth. So, in the Bible, the women bring down Adam and Satan. And in the real world, women bring down the human race by not reproducing our race. So, because they have the keys to the kingdom, they have the reproductive organs. It's not like a man could say like, oh, I'm going to create my own children without women. That's impossible. So our balls are tied. Our dicks are in a sling already from birth. And societies know better. They say to men, get out there and earn a living. Work your ass off to the bone, boy. For increasingly lower wages, increasingly shittier benefits, and increasingly higher inflation. And increasingly your currency doesn't mean shit. They're trying to get men to get inspired to join society when it has abandoned society and civilization has destroyed male incentive to be a part of the society. Society in general around the world has destroyed male incentive to be a part of civilization. It has totally castrated it to the point of almost no return. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. I know they blame porn and video games. I blame women. I don't blame porn and video games. There's always been pornography. There's always been games and sports. There's always been chess. There's always been polo. There's always been rugby. There's always been soccer and football and basketball. There's always been board games. There's always been video games. Not really there's always been video games, but there's always been games that men play they'd rather do that than have to deal with a woman's bullshit, right? Some guy would rather go bowling than deal with a woman's emotions or some bullshit like that. So don't give me this bullshit that the fertility rate, that society around the world is dying, the human race is dying out because men like pornography and titties and ass and all this smut, and they like sports. Men have always liked smut and sports, period. When have they not loved smut and sports? When has a man not liked archery and throwing balls and seeing naked women dance around? Every man has always loved that. So there's not one man that I know of that's never loved that. That's never loved football, never loved a good brawl, never loved a good fight. There's not one man worth his salt that's never loved a good game. Never loved a good hustle, never loved a good struggle, never loved a great challenge. There's not one man worth his salt, like Vince Lombardi once said, that doesn't like the grind, that doesn't like the discipline, that doesn't love the challenge. Vince Lombardi of the Green Bay Packers, famous coach. If you want to look it up, his quotes. I blame women for the death of the human race because they are ultimately responsible for that. Yeah, you could say the men could work harder. They could get better degrees. They could make more money. They could try harder. All that's true. Yeah, they could bring home more bacon. They could try to provide more. But who's selecting who gets mated with? Females select who their mates are. Males don't really select who their mates are. They have to be chosen by the female to copulate. That's how the babies are born. That's how the next generation is born. If males are getting rejected at a higher rate, even ones that are of high quality or attractiveness, then the human race is going to die out. It's a big crisis. Then the human race becomes no better off than the panda in China. All right, let's roll, Dom. You ready? Ooh. Get our brewski. So women select in society who they mate with. And increasingly, even the ugly ones, even the fat ones, even the stupid ones are trying to get the princes. And they forgot the middle class and the lower middle class. And they've forgotten all those other classes. And they've only gone after, like Meghan Markle, the top 10% of the elites. Damning regular great men their chance at greatness itself. Damned us to incel, involuntary celibacy, and doom for mankind without reproductive future. Well, that's what they wanted, so that's what they're going to get. That's what we're going to get. So, God bless. Happy Valentine's Day.